How can we trust the Boston Celtics? Yet again, they are stunned at home, and this has been a recent trend. Over the last 3 seasons, they're actually just 15 and 15 at home. For whatever reason, in the TD Garden, they just don't play their A game, and they're stunned at home against this raucous Boston crowd. And we saw this last week when they lost to the Miami Heat, but it took a record 23 three-pointers, at least a franchise record, to beat these Boston Celtics. But in game 2 against the Cavaliers, they didn't hit a ton of threes. It was actually just 13. But led by Donovan Mitchell, who was phenomenal with 29 points, especially in the second half where he was just aggressive. He attacked any Celtic defender in his way en route to the Cavaliers beating the Boston Celtics by 24 points. I understand that Jason Tatum is a superstar, but there's just too many times he just appears nonchalant. He'll settle for jump shots instead of getting to the rim and attacking it with ferocity. And even in his post-game answers, it's just very mellow, very quiet, and just saying, we'll be better next time. We gotta be better next time. And I understand the accountability, that's great, but there's sometimes, where's the passion? Where is the frustration that we didn't put out our best product? Because it kind of comes with this whole hierarchy thing with the Boston Celtics between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. We don't really know who is maybe the one option in this offense. We know that it should be Jason Tatum, but there are just times that he doesn't really have that aggressive tenacity to say, I'm taking this ball, I'm gonna put it in the hoop, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. We see it in little spurts here and there, but it feels that Jaylen Brown has the dog mentality but not the skill set to match it, and then Jason Tatum has the talent but not the dog mentality. If you could just combine those two players, you would probably get the best mix of alpha and superstar talent. With these Celtics, the issue is that there's just sometimes that it feels like a kid that just doesn't have their ADHD medication, and they just kind of get lapsed, they get caught ball watching, they get a little distracted, and there are just times that there's free looks at the rim, whether it's dunks, layups, or just open threes, and there's poor rotations, lack of discipline. And again, this comes back to Joe Mazzulla because he has big shoes to fill ever since Ime Udoka left. And Ime Udoka was a no-nonsense type of guy. He would be ruling the Boston Celtics locker room with an iron fist. But since then, we know that there's been chemistry issues. It's trickier with Joe Mazzulla. He's a younger head coach as well. But the issue is just that we haven't seen that consistency. They destroyed the league, especially the Eastern Conference, which has been historically weak this year, en route to a 60-win season. But in recent memory, I don't think that we've seen a team that we just don't trust. We don't trust the Celtics to get the job done because they put up dud performances like this. And they very well may able to take over Game 3 and win that with just flipping a switch, because we know that now in the off day that they're going to have a lot of negative headlines. They're going to come out with a big time effort and maybe even destroy the Cavaliers in Game 3. That may be true, but this is a very risky thing with the Celtics, is this that they don't put out their best product. And yes, they have the talent, but any four of those teams, if they catch the Celtics in a night where they're not hitting jump shots, they have the personnel, I think, to out-physical the Boston Celtics and also just get into their head. Because if they meet them in the finals, the pressure is all on the Celtics. They have home court advantage, they have the best record all season, and they've also been there a couple seasons ago. I feel like the pressure would just be on Boston. They've had such a good run and they have to finish the deal, but I do feel like they would collapse just because they're so easily deterred. And again, I just feel like we have to walk on eggshells despite them being so dominant in the regular season.